Hello and welcome to a new Rick Adrift video, and this one is a special one because I am ranking all the Filipino international airports in order, from worst to best. The worst one is not Ninoy Aquino. As you can see, I'm making this in a collaboration with my new Philippines channel because I have so much to say about the Philippines. I love the Philippines. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. So if you want to see more content from me about the Philippines, do subscribe to that channel. And yeah, let's get started. The worst airport in the Philippines is Francisco Bangoy International Airport in Davao City. It's quite shocking. It even beat, in my eyes, it beat Manila Airport in terms of how rough it was. My flight was at 6 a.m., so I had to get there very early, and there were actually a lot of very early flights from that airport, but that's not why I dislike it. It feels dated, that's one thing. There's really not much open in terms of cafes. Let me play some clips for you because it is a little bit depressing. But the main thing is they don't actually charge the airport tax when you pay for your ticket, but they charge it when you get to the airport. And at that point, I was leaving the Philippines. I was going to Singapore. I had spent all my Filipino peso already. And then they asked me to pay, I forgot how much it was, like 800, 900 peso. There is security to enter the terminal. And then I had to go all the way out past security to go to the ATM that's outside, get that money, go back inside through security again, which isn't even the main security, and then pay that terminal fee. It is rough. It's really not fun. That, together with the airport being a little bit out of the city and very dated, is why I put it last. There's not actually that many. There's, what, 8? It's the last of 8. Manila Airport is number 7 of 8. So not the worst, but definitely not very good. The good thing about Manila Airport is that it is right in the city. It has a very illustrious history. It's, of course, where Ninoy Aquino was assassinated. That's why they named it Ninoy Aquino International Airport. It has, I believe, 3 terminals. They are all very far apart. So if you want to go from Terminal 2 to Terminal 3, you probably have to take a taxi because there's just very little public transport. And yeah, you just have to kind of like go around the neighborhood of Taguig, which is annoying. Let's be real. It's very annoying. The airport is, again, a little bit old, not very renovated. It's okay. You know, it does the job. I actually think the domestic terminal is decent. It feels quite nice. They're actually currently building the new Manila International Airport in, I think, what was it called? Bulacan, which is north of Caloocan, Valenzuela, so like outside of Manila almost. They did develop the land already, and it will be finished in 2028. So there's still a few years to go, and then they will slowly relay all the operation from the old airport to the new one. However, I think the real issue will be how they build the infrastructure around it, just because it's so far out of the city. So if you're from the southern Metro Manila cities like Alabang, Parañaque, Las Piñas, Cavite, right? Going north to the airport is going to be a real challenge, and I hope they build a good train to get you there, essentially. But we'll see what happens. Now, in 6th place, I put the Laoag International Airport, which is in Ilocos, in the very north of the country, and I haven't been there. I know Vigan City is close, nearby, essentially, which is a very historic place, and I do want to visit it. But then again, I haven't been, so I don't have much to say about the airport. I actually looked up what flights there are, and they seem to be mainly domestic flights. Just because it says international airport doesn't mean that there are many international flights. It just means that this airport has the right to receive international flights, which currently Laoag International Airport does not, but it seems decent. You know, it seems like a very average provincial airport, but there's really not much more to say. That's why it's in 6th. And if you think it should be higher or lower, please let me know in the comments. Now, 5th place is an airport that I have been to, and it's a very special city to my heart because it is my favorite city in the Philippines. It's Iloilo. I think I've made sufficiently clear on the Rick Adrift vlog channel that I love Iloilo. So, you know, if you haven't checked those videos out, please do. I think they're very good. But the airport is pretty standard. It does get some international flights here and there, mainly China or Singapore, but not very many, maybe like 1 or 2 a day. But it is still an international airport. It services the city. It's easy to get to. And there's really not much more to say either. I didn't take any videos when I was there. I took one photo of the plane and the sunset, I think, and the mountains around it. But I think that gets a plus for me because it is a very beautiful location. And you can definitely see the nature from the tarmac. And while the airport is nothing special, I can definitely recommend the city because it is truly amazing, and I mean it. Now, fourth place goes to Kalibo International Airport, which is one of the 2 airports that services the island of Boracay. And Kalibo Airport, I call it Korea Central because it receives a lot of flights from Korea. Currently, it's off season when this video is filmed. It's currently summer, right? The main season is mainly December, January, February. So currently, it only receives about 1 flight per day from T-Way Airlines from Seoul. However, normally there's a lot of flights, a lot of all-inclusive holidays, a lot of Koreans in Boracay. It's a very popular destination. If you're on a domestic flight, you'll likely end up in Katiklan Airport in Malay, which is much, much closer to Boracay. It's literally just a walk away from the ferry station. It's very convenient. Kalibo is a little further away, so you kind of need to sort your transportation. It's not as straightforward. It takes a little bit to get to the ferry port. However, the terminal is beautiful. I do have to say, it seems to be a very modern airport and not too busy. A few domestic flights a day and then mainly just Korea. Third place is another island airport that I personally have not been to, because when I went to Palawan, I went to Coron first and then took a ferry to El Nido and then flew from El Nido Airport. El Nido Airport is expensive to fly from there. Therefore, the more popular place to fly from or to fly into, however you want to do it, is Puerto Princesa International Airport. I do find it stunning. I think the roof inside the airport is beautiful from the photos that I saw from it. Obviously, I haven't been there myself yet. If you're staying in Puerto Princesa or maybe Port Barton, it will be the perfect place for you. However, if you want to go to El Nido or Coron or wherever, Nakban Beach, you have to take a mini van, and depending on weather and traffic, that will take anywhere between 4 and 6 hours. So that is the only deduction in points it will get for me. That's why it's only third. But it is a very cool airport, and I think next time I go to the Philippines, I will probably stop by in Puerto Princesa and maybe Port Barton. We'll see. We're getting into the top 2 now, and I didn't know which one to choose as first and which one will be second, but I eventually decided to put Clark International Airport as second place in Angeles City. I did fly from it because I saw that flights from Clark were half the price to Coron than they were from Manila. So I booked a Cebu Pacific flight that goes to Busuanga Airport, and I was highly impressed with the airport. It's very empty. It obviously does not operate at full capacity, which is a shame because they built all this new infrastructure and it doesn't get a lot of flights. But there are a lot of cargo flights. I think it kind of operates as an alternative cargo airport to Manila. It obviously has a massive runway. It does get flights from China as well, especially in the early morning. I don't know why. It's a very popular time to fly in from China, also Korea. And, you know, it's kind of like an alternative Central Luzon airport. But the airport is beautiful. They just opened it a few years ago. It has these wooden touches, these beautiful roofs, a very beautiful sign at the front of as well. There are mountains in the background. It is stunning. There's a carpet floor. Even the bus gates are amazing. I got a very popular video from that airport. It's one of the most viewed videos on my Ricker Drift vlog channel. And while I definitely cannot recommend Angeles City as a destination because I genuinely disliked it, I do think this is one of the best airports in the Philippines. Now, the only airport left is, of course, number 1, and that is Mactan Cebu International Airport in Cebu City. In fact, I think it's located in Lapu-Lapu, which is a kind of an island that is connected to the mainland. It is genuinely an amazing airport. It is obviously the second most frequented airport in the Philippines because number 1 is obviously Manila, but even Cebu gets flights from Dubai because obviously a lot of Filipinos live in the UAE, in the Middle East, and there is a direct connection every day that goes to Dubai, and from Dubai there are flights to Tokyo, to Malaysia multiple times a day, Singapore obviously, a lot of China, a lot of Korea, Vietnam, and then domestic flights as well. So it is a very important lifeline for people, and it is genuinely a stunning airport. Again, I did not take a video, but I will play a couple photos, maybe clips from that airport to show you how stunning it actually is. It does remind me of Clark City Airport. That's why I couldn't decide which one's number 1, which one's number 2. I think the architectural style is very similar. Maybe it's the same architectural firm, but I think Cebu Airport wins because it is located in a nicer city. Well, Angeles, it's just my own opinion. I don't like it, right? Cebu, I quite like. But also there is a public bus that goes to an SM mall. So you can easily get to the center or from the center to the airport. There's a bus every, I forgot, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I don't remember. And it takes about half an hour or so. So it's very convenient and yeah, highly recommended. Great airport. All right, well, that's the list, guys. If you want me to rank every domestic airport, which there are 40 of, please let me know in the comments. It's going to be a quicker affair. I'm not going to spend as much time talking about each one. But let's say if the video gets to 500 likes, I will do that. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on the Rico Drift vlog account and on my new Philippines account. And I am going to see you very, very soon in the next one about the Philippines, I guess. We'll see. Bye for now.